Hi, my name is David Palmer, and I've been a resident of Irving for over 21 years. I've raised my family here. My three sons all went through Irving ISD. My wife and I got involved in the community here in Irving, initially through organizations like PTA and Boy Scouts and YMCA. That's what we made was our way of entering the community, was through our kids, and that's how we met people across the city. And today, I'm interested in looking to see how we can make the city a better place so that our kids choose to stay here and live here and make this their home for their families. I've spent 7.5 years on the Planning and Zoning Commission, another 2 years on the TIF board, and I believe I have the skill set and the mindset necessary to go down the path here in Irving for the comprehensive plan process we're beginning. I think the biggest needs in the city are, generically speaking, economic development. However, I think before economic development can really occur, there's some essentials that have to be in place, and those are primary functions of city government. Things like water, roads and parks, waste management. Those are all necessary components to have economic development so that we can get the better shopping that people constantly ask for. I think great emphasis needs to be placed on these essential services of the city, particularly in the southern part of the city, where just because of a matter of fact and age, most of those water, sewerage lines, etc., are 50 and 60 years old. And those are the things that are going to have to be replaced in conjunction with economic development, or be replaced in order to spur and spark that economic development and allow it to happen. Much like the last question, similar topic, infrastructure improvements. Things like roads and parks. Those are things that people pay attention to. They're a part of their everyday life when they run up and down roads and they're full of potholes. When water sits out in front of their home and doesn't drain for a week after it rains, those things concern them. Those things, when they get repaired and fixed and put in better order, better maintenance, I honestly believe those will help spur economic development. I also think critical to spurring economic development is the proactive approach we can take, specifically in the downtown Heritage District around the TRE station. I'd like to see added emphasis in the southern part of the city. Over the last decade, many positive things have happened throughout the city, and a lot of emphasis in the northern part of the city. Single-family residences built, hundreds of them. The convention center, the entertainment venue that's under progress right now. But in the southern part of the city, I think residents have probably received more promise than progress. And so I think emphasis needs to be placed on it, again, particularly around the downtown area, around the TRE station, because I firmly believe that when development occurs around that station, that will continue to spark development of housing throughout South Irving. And a fundamental principle is business follows residential. I think that it creates a great opportunity for us. We're sitting at really a gateway to the world with DFW Airport at our doorstep. That's what helps bring so many people to this. My business is located in the 75038 zip code, which I think has been named as the most, if not one of the most diverse zip codes in the country. It creates challenges through the school systems, of course, with the number of different languages that are spoken. It also creates that same challenge just in the community with multiple languages being spoken. But as people assimilate into the community, it gives us great opportunity because we have so much different perspective coming to us from different places around the world. Helps us get perspective on how some of the things we have are really a lot better than perhaps we take for granted, and also ways to see improvement. I'm anxious for it to begin. It's one of the things, again, my house is probably 200 yards off of Highway 183, and I think it's going to be excellent for us as that construction begins. It's going to be obviously inconvenient for a period of time, but it also gives us the chance to really look at redeveloping the businesses that are on the service roads of that highway that everyone's going to be looking at, the tens of thousands of people that will pass that, go through our corridor, go through our city daily on Highway 183 and through that corridor and exchange. And I think it gives us great opportunity with probably the most valuable piece of property in the Metroplex, which is the old Texas Stadium site. When all three of those highways that intersect there have been renovated and repaired to handle the traffic.